All right, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be discussing Romans 14:8 with our daily scripture reading. And it reads like this: For if we live to the Lord, and if we die to the Lord. So then, whether we live or die, we are the Lord's. And I love the scripture because, we have to understand that during this time that Paul was writing to the church in Romans, that there was heavy Christian persecution that was going on at this time. And these were some words of encouragement, and it kind of reminds me of Christ's promise in John, I think it's John chapter 10. And the Pharisees, he was being challenged by the Pharisees, and and he tells the Pharisees, and he says, all that the Father has given me, I lose not one. You know, they're in my hand, and no one can take them out of my hand. You know, and he's talking about his elect. He's talking about the ones that have been predestined to be reconciled to the Father, in eternity past. So I believe that that verse kind of ties into that, but it also lets us know as Christians that no matter what we're going through, and no matter if we're being persecuted until death, like our lives are to reflect that of the Lord, you know, and we are the Lord's, no matter what anyone says. And that's what makes Christianity distinct from some of these other religions, where you have some people who don't know if they're going to be reconciled to God once they die. That there are some people you can ask them, you can say, hey, listen, do you know for sure that you're going to be in paradise, you're going to be in nirvana, or, whatever after you die? And a lot of people say, no, I don't. I hope, but it's like, after reading that passage we just read, like, you have assurance that you are the Lord's. Like, we know that while we are here living, and that's what makes us so distinct from other religions. So, as words of encouragement, just know that you are the Lord's. Whether we're being persecuted until death, whether we're living a nice, comfortable life, we are the Lord's, and our lives are supposed to reflect that. So, I hope this was, some encouragement to you guys. As always, post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Like how do you read that verse? How do you interpret that verse? Um, and if you're new to the channel, if you like what you're seeing, like what you heard, like, rate, share, comment, subscribe, and you guys have a blessed day.